Joey, what was most helpful when you were preparing for filming the third season? Was it easier because you know the drill, or maybe even more challenging because fans have so many expectations?
The most helpful thing to me was my collaboration with Joe Trapanese, our composer. We start talking about the songs before we even see scripts. We know roughly where the beats are, we know roughly where a song might come, and we also love bouncing around ideas and where we'd like to take the character through the music. And that for me just grounds me in the character again, even in the months before. I get to just sit with him, but like at a distance. He's like knocking at the door and I'm like, I'll let you in a bit, Jaskier. But then as we get the scripts, I just learn the living heck out of them so that I can dance around them and ad-lib should I wish, which I'm so grateful that I'm allowed to do. And then by the time we turn up, it's sort of easy. We're back, you know. And all it takes is putting that coat on and he sort of comes out. Ah,
you say. I was wondering how playing Jaskier changed you, because it's quite an adventure here.
It certainly is. So much of this experience has changed to me. If anything, I think he's made me more thoughtful and made me explore my own, what I would like, you know, what pleases me. In my own artistry and in my own work outside of The Witcher as well. It's meant that I've been able to just settle with myself. It's almost by playing him, I can take pieces of him that I like and keep those and discard other bits. And there are certain aspects of it that maybe perhaps a little more confident in certain ways. I'm still such a little recluse, a little nerd, but perhaps a little more confident.
Since we are talking for the first time, I am wondering what Slavic thing in Witcher means to you now and how it comes to playing Jaskier.
The Slavic influence is just threaded through Sapkowski's work, and that's what I try and go back to. I am just focused entirely on the books, and I would hazard to say there's nothing more Slavic than Sapkowski's work, and a lot of that was my third read of the books. Was me really trying to understand what it was about Slavic humour that resonated with audiences, with readers, and indeed with myself. And I'm still trying to discover it, but it's informing more and more, finding humour in really dark moments and gruesome moments, which we had a little bit of in season 3. You know, Jaskier is almost immune now to seeing monsters and bloodshed, and that to me felt very grounded in the books, and I think is quite close to what Sapkowski intended, I hope.
You are perfect, actually. You're my favorite Jaskier I've seen so far. What I love the most about this character is that he doesn't care what people think about Geralt, which feels like mutant and alienated from the world, and he helps him feel accepted the way he is. And I am just like wondering, what help did you get from the series Geralt in creating your Jaskier?
A lot of that just comes with working with Henry. Ever since season 1, in fact, I was thinking about this the other day. Our first ever scene together, all the way back, in season 1, was in episode 2, and my first ever scene I shot in the show. I was back to back with Henry. I didn't see Henry's face for the whole day, and that to me really summed up Jaskier's approach to Geralt and Geralt's approach to Jaskier. They are like propping each other up. We don't necessarily, they're like two sides of the same coin. And that to me has been the sort of the backbone of the portrayal, or at least I've tried to make it the backbone, is just enjoy the duality of the two.
I was just wondering, do you change your lines often? Do you have like space for some improvisations on
I
set?
don't know who you've been talking to, but I'm very professional. I don't do that in the I do. I do. And I'm so grateful because Lauren and all the writers and the directors are very open to, we call them offerings on set. I always say, this is just an offering. Tell me no if it doesn't work. And Lauren does. Lauren's like, that's a bad joke. And I'm like, yeah. But that freedom does mean that I feel like I've got real ownership over the character, and in some small way. I might not, be able to control plot lines or, where the character is going, but the way he gets there is something that I can shape in some small way, and it's so rewarding, and I imagine deeply annoying for everyone else to deal with.
I don't think so, but I am wondering what was the worst thing that happened when you were filming the third season?
The worst thing? Oh gosh, it was a hard shoot in general. It was maybe the hardest I've done in my, definitely the hardest I've done in my whole life. I think probably the hardest stuff was, I think I put my back out at one point, and I don't want to say how, for some spoilers maybe, but I suffered a couple of injuries that took a long time to get over.
Because chemistry between Jaskier and everybody else is very important, and I have to include this question. Are you preparing for the new opening in the future? Because I believe you made some sort of friendship by now, and I will miss that.
You mean with Liam?
Yeah, with everybody.
With everybody. I think that's what Jaskier is good at. Jaskier just tries to find that spark, that golden bit of you, and wants you to bring it out and show the world. So for some people it's harder than others, but there's not been many where he can't connect with that spark in them, that golden bit of their heart. And moving into season 4, I don't think that's going to change. That is such a fundamental bit of his core that I can't imagine that changing. I'm just excited to see, there are not just Liam coming in, but there are a couple of new characters. For fans of the books, they'll probably could take a guess at them, and my job, as is Jaskier's, is to welcome them to the show, and Jaskier's is to welcome them to the family. And so, in some ways, we've got the same mission.
Okay, so for the end, fun question: what was the weirdest or most intense interaction you had with fans of Witcher so far?
Weirdest or most intense? Some of them are weird, but they're never bad. Like, I've had nothing but just really, really. Most people who come up to me in the street are nerds like me, and so we both just go like, hello, and it's very nice to meet you, okay, bye. The most intense I think we've had is things like our recent visit to Brazil, in which we stood in front of 15,000 people, and the noise and the warmth and the love that is being thrown at, and it's love of the characters, love of the books, love of the games, and we're just standing there kind of taking it all for ourselves. But it is intense, but it's good intense. It's lovely to be able to see that, and I'm just grateful that people are watching me make
Don't
stuff
cry.
up as we go along.
Don't cry, because I will cry. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your question.
Okay.